Savannah, Georgia, a mysteriously beautiful southern city, a haunt for scandal and murder and spirits of all kinds, now finds herself the witness of resurrection from the dead, so to speak. A Rat Pack revival of memories of Frank, Dean, and Sammy, all because of one man with a dream, Jeremy Davis, and his fabulous Equinox Jazz Orchestra. New Orleans had Satchmo, Memphis had the King, and Savannah had Johnny Mercer, the man of 1,000 songs, also referred to as Savannah's favorite son. Now Savannah lays claim to her adopted son, Jeremy Davis. Spellbinding audiences all over the South, the Equinox Jazz Orchestra blends the powerful sounds of big band swing with the musical evolution that has shaped the past 3 generations of music lovers. What does Savannah, Georgia, and Monroe, Louisiana have in common? The Equinox Jazz Orchestra. Jeremy Davis has put together 2 different bands in 2 different cities with one goal: to entertain and enrich the lives of people young and old through America's most original art form, jazz. Equinox is dedicated to the preservation and performance of classic jazz from Miles Davis to Frank Sinatra, from the music of the big band era to the classic American songbook. It's a voyage into history of American music heritage. Along with a rigorous performance schedule, Equinox also hosts an educational school concert series each year. Have band, will travel. In September 2005, just before Hurricane Katrina made landfall in New Orleans, Jeremy Davis and his family relocated to Savannah. Within a year, the second version of the Equinox Jazz Orchestra was in high demand all over the East Coast, from Orlando to Charleston. Jeremy Davis also took the reins of the Friends of Johnny Mercer, an organization dedicated to the preservation and promotion of the music, lyrics, and memory of Johnny Mercer, one of America's most prolific songwriters.
And I've seen toasts to tangerine raised in every bar.
Now, to the heart of what makes the Equinox Jazz Orchestra so special. It boils down to great friends, great music, and great fun. Just like the Rat Pack of the 1950s and 60s, it was obvious that the entertainers loved what they did and loved each other. They didn't take themselves or the show too seriously, and as a result, it was seriously entertaining. Over the past 5 years, Equinox has evolved from a run-of-the-mill big band performing standard stock arrangements into a fresh new creation modeled in the spirit of the Rat Pack. The common link between the 2 Equinox Jazz Orchestras is Jeremy Davis, the band leader, the singers, the rhythm section, the musical arrangements, and the arranger. For the music to be truly fresh, it requires new musical arrangements. Much like the orchestra of Michael Bublé, Harry Connick Jr., and Brian Setzer, the Equinox Jazz Orchestra has a full-time arranger on staff that supplies the band with custom made-to-order arrangements of the old standards that sound new and exciting. Dr. Hopkins Holman has been known to take newer songs and make them swing as if Sinatra would have performed them himself. Well, Dr. Hopkins Holman, or Hoppy, is the band's card-carrying musical genius. After studying music at LSU, Hoppy went on to get his doctorate in composition from Juilliard. A quick look at his resume would include work as a script doctor on dozens of Disney projects, musical director for musical legends such as the Ink Dots, Vanessa Williams, Rick James, and many more. He's arranged for the world-famous Guy Lombardo Orchestra, 10 state pageants, and conducted orchestras all over the world, and that's just a snapshot. Most recently, Hoppy was commissioned by the Friends of Johnny Mercer to create the definitive Johnny Mercer Big Band Collection for the Equinox Jazz Orchestra. Hoppy is in the band lineup on almost every Equinox show. He plays piano for the band and has been known to play saxophone, flute, even piccolo when the music calls for it. The musicians and arrangements are of paramount importance to the sound of the band, but the singers sell it. The Equinox Jazz Orchestra has a roster that includes some of the best male and female vocalist entertainers in the country. Clay Johnson and Adam Jones have both been singing with the band since its inception. Their musical partnership began with Jeremy in college. Having performed over 200 shows each year in a Louisiana R&B funk band, they developed a stage presence and learned how to entertain together. Clay Johnson now makes his home in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. His resume includes a little of everything, from playing trombone, fronting an aggressive funk band, singing lead in gospel barbershop quartets, and playing lead roles in The West Side Story and Bye Bye Birdie, just to name a few. Clay truly is one of the most entertaining, energetic, charismatic frontmen with an unparalleled vocal ability.
Or somebody else may tell me and whisper the words just right. Me Dios casera, baby, go, go, go. Or as we natives say.
Also a Louisiana boy, Adam Jones now lives and works full-time in Nashville, Tennessee. Before moving to Nashville, Adam led a jazz funk band for over 200 shows a year on the road. During this rigorous touring schedule, Adam perfected his funky, aggressive stage persona. For years, he was a featured performer with the Rod Allen Payne Trio, where he developed his passion for the great American songbook. Now he's known in Nashville circles as one of the best frontmen working in the scene. On top of being an accomplished trombonist, Adam leads a couple of his own groups in Nashville, one of which includes several members of the Grammy Award-winning group, the Mavericks. Adam is always a crowd favorite.
Had better be tonight. Me Dios casera, baby, go, go, go. Or as we natives say, Basudo.
The newest addition to the team is the quintessential male vocalist in Savannah. His name? Trey Gurley. Trey stays in demand with appearances all over the country. If you've heard Trey croon out a few songs from My Sinatra, his one-man tribute to the chairman of the board, you probably got the feeling that this kid has been on stage before. During high school, he joined the band West Wind as a saxophonist, but soon added guitarist and songwriter to the mix. Just like the other male vocalists, the theater has played a major part in Trey's musical progression. For the past 10 years, Trey's been involved in many community and professional productions in and around the Southeast. Every Thursday night, Trey can be seen at one of Savannah's hottest restaurant venues, Jazz Tapas, performing Sinatra classics. Although the Equinox Jazz Orchestra, just like the Rat Pack, is usually a boys' club, the females that appear with the band are showstoppers. Both Savannah natives, Kim Pelote and Huxley Scott, are extremely well-rounded performers that are in high demand as entertainers. Kim Pelote has performed for the MCI and PGA golf tournaments, the Media Research Group, and the Savannah Music Festival. Her live performances have been nationally aired on the Emmy Award-winning Great Hotel show on the Travel Channel and the Emmy-winning Paula Deen's Cooking on the Food Network. Kim has sung with Harry Connick Jr. and his orchestra. Her awards include the gold medal for the American Traditions competition. She recently released her own CD of Johnny Mercer's music. And Huxley's regarded as one of the greatest jazz blues artists ever to live and perform in the Savannah coastal area. Huxley has performed with many premier jazz ensembles and symphony orchestras. She was a featured opener for such jazz greats as the late Lionel Hampton and McCoy Tyner. She was also the original vocalist for the Savannah Jazz Orchestra and worked for a number of years as the featured vocalist for jazz great and Savannah resident bassist Ben Tucker. She was the bronze medalist in the 2004 American Traditions competition. Huxley's been inducted into the Savannah Tribute Gospel Hall of Fame, as well as the Coastal Jazz Association's Hall of Fame. We hope you've enjoyed this brief look inside the Equinox Jazz Orchestra. Equinox also offers small jazz combos, from the trio to the septet, with or without vocals. Equinox even works with string sections, including full symphony orchestras. For a price quote for a live performance or a clinic, or if you'd like to just get more information, contact the offices at 40 Pound Productions at 912-547-3196 or equinoxjazz.com.
As you used to do with me, who leave you to learn that misery loves company. Wait and see.